freaking go.
Yeah, hearts gon' break and I'm hoping that they break even. And we ain't creeping, if I hit it then you ain't leaving. I'm so fly, got 'em thinking that it's shade season. Why you bother? I'm about to give you like 3 reasons. Money, power, respect, diamonds all over the neck. Check the time on the protect, do it one time for the set. I know you West Coast reppin', but when we ride, niggas knowing that we big steppin'. Stop playing and put that ass on with it and rewind. And girl, I know that you want me, got your legs.
Yo, you already know it's your boy NEWFUTUREFLASHH. You tune in to TMG Reacts. And man, it's always a good day when I get to react to some Tom B. Because, you know, we get into our little back and forth in the comments and stuff, man. I really enjoy kicking it with y'all and, like, you know what I'm saying, having a discourse. Y'all be sending me paragraphs. I be reading them shits, you know what I'm saying? So keep it up. Keep like, comment, subscribe, helping the channel grow. We trying to hit 100K, you know what I'm saying? So the faster you guys subscribe and bump this channel up, the more things we going to do, man, because we got a whole bunch of stuff that we're working on. And I just can't wait to share with you guys. So anyway, Tom MacDonald, fake woke. I am going to do the Mac Lethal, Tom MacDonald, you know, their little battle or whatever. But it's kind of long. Like, they're both, like, going back and forth, whatever. So I'm going to probably do that this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what he talked about. It's called Fake Woke. So I already know it's about to be something crazy. You know what I mean?
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American.
He comes in pretty strong, bro. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So don't think I be capping for y'all, because I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So I really rock with his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what he stands for. So last weekend I showed my mom some of these videos. You know what I'm saying? She loves him, bro. she thinks he's so fun. My mom's a photographer, so she's been with me, like, while I've been doing music and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she really understands the journey of what we're going through, and we talk about some political stuff within family, you know. And he be on par, you know what I'm saying? She was like, damn, I actually like how he rap. I can understand what he's saying, and the shit that he talk about, everybody be scared to talk about. So it's kind of dope. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all. But anyway, he is right about how do you get in trouble for speaking your emotions or how you feel about something, but yet the imagery that is given to kids and what's quote unquote trending is all toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna get mad at me for saying my thoughts on race when you got Cardi B teaching the daughters to be strippers and shit, which completely viable take. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like when we have a point, you know what I'm saying? Like in the last one, y'all got on my ass talking about Abraham Lincoln did freedom. No, bro. If y'all think that he did that at the kindness of his heart, y'all tripping. That's not how that went down. But it's like for somebody to say what they feel about something or their opinion on something, if we're having a discourse, I think it's kind of disingenuous to smoke screen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even, let's talk about Kanye, right? Kanye is one of my favorite artists, and so I give him a little bit more leniency than a lot of people. So when he says things, I'll listen to a few different interviews before I make my assessment of what he's trying to say. Because, you know, as artists, it's hard for us to explain some of the thoughts to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what we're trying to say, but conveying it in a way that gets you guys to understand it is completely different. So he's trying to say something, and then they try to paint him to be whatever, you know what I'm saying, like just like they do with him, saying that he's racist, he's this, he's that, he's the third, without hearing what he's trying to say. Like, give somebody the leeway to explain themselves, you know what I mean? So I feel so far he's like 10 seconds in and he's already spit some shit.
If I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun.
Right.
Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom. And now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got me too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to.
And so that was basically some of my point. Like, slavery ain't never go nowhere. It evolved. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just minorities captured now. It's everybody who is in a certain class. You know, because I believe in classism more than racism. You know what I mean? I do know there's racists out there. You know what I mean? But you guys don't really know a lot of my backstory because I normally talk about the artist and shit like that. But, you know, I have been, like, arrested a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten into the fights with police and shit like that. But I will never, you know what I mean, not try to see the situation objectively. You know what I mean? I know there's shit people in every walks of life, you know? And I just feel like the more conversation we have with each other and the more music like this that really gets you thinking and gets us talking, it just, you know, it's good for society. So what bothers me is that people try to shut him down and quote unquote blackball an artist who is coming up and doing everything himself, just because they don't like what he's saying. I feel like that's some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Heroes got me too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
Yeah.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to.
So, all right, here is this is a hard take that he's doing right now, because for one, I love how he flipped that. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. Just because you like something don't mean I'm trying to be hateful. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Now, we're not going to act like the system works the same for black people and white people. We're not going to act like that because it don't. You know what I mean? And if you really know your history and you know how shit is formulated, you know it ain't like that, bro. There's laws in place to prevent blacks from getting loans. There's laws in place for making it harder to start businesses, harder to do certain things. And then you're going to say that, oh, they passed laws that they have to hire certain people because they're black. They have to do this, that, and the third. But, you know what I'm saying? There are statistics that show the pay disparity. It shows that the family and the lineage, you know what I'm saying, of because I live in, like, right now I live in North Carolina, and in the UNC Chapel Hill, they actually took black families' land and created a school on it, and all the families there got displaced with no payment, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And there's actually a lawsuit going on right now with some of the African American students to get free tuition if they grew up in that area and some of that land was the part of their families. So we're not going to act like that don't exist. However, on the other side of that, we're not going to act like every white person just is born with a silver spoon, because I've lived in Kansas, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I got plenty of white dudes who came out the mud too. You know what I'm saying? There's white dudes in the South Bronx. There's white dudes who are in trailer parks. There's white dudes who are not privileged. You know what I mean? So they're talking about the mask of a lot of the laws being hurtful to people in the lower middle class as a total, which is absolutely true. You know what I mean? But that's why that's why he's gonna get in, like, not in trouble, but kind of like, I feel what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, Tom, but you wrong on this. And like I said, bro, take what you want, you know what I'm saying, and keep it moving. And then if you don't agree with something, have the conversation and explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to it.
Because they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
And you know, back to Kanye, because like I said, they paint racism and insanity on people who are actually trying to explain to you what's happening. Like, there was a interview where Kanye said, have you ever noticed that they would let us go on the Grammys and the Oscars and all these award shows and national TV and the news and talk about racism? We can beat the racism horse till it's dead, because it knows arguing that point will make no change. But the moment we start talking about classism, we start talking about how the elites are running certain things, that's when they start trying to silence you. And so he's basically kind of shining a light on that with what he's what he's talking about. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like if you really attack the root of the problem, all that other shit that is based on it, you know what I mean, will kind of fix itself.
To sell, we buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless.
Yeah.
If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How do we let them make praying a microaggression instead of asking?
Bro, I like when he goes there and y'all was like, every time he says something about, you know what I'm saying, that shit, like I make a face. It's because I feel they use a lot of that shit, like gender politics and race baiting, to avoid the fucking problems that we're having. Like, so we don't have a conversation about why the hell you taxing me, you know what I'm saying, 45% of my income and I'm still driving over fucking potholes. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about gender politics. I don't give a fuck who you sleeping with, dog. Like, I don't care. I don't care what religion you praise, or how you know what I'm saying, your spirituality. I care about the school system. I care about where the hell my money's going. I care if you taking away all this bread from me, you know what I'm saying. My rim shouldn't get fucked up because I'm hitting potholes, and the park should be clean, and the school should have books. You know what I'm saying? We giving away hundreds of $millions to Ukraine. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? But motherfucker, we dealing with problems here. You know what I'm saying? Flint still don't got water. You know, there's a whole bunch of problems in America that we should be working on rather than giving away money to other countries. Like, I do agree with that. And I feel like majority of people, when they sit down and they have a conversation, they feel the same way. You know what I mean? Like, but just because you will have an atheist and a Christian that don't agree on that, you want to make the argument about that. But then if you remove that out the argument, because that should not be a part of politics at all, and we talk about the school system, most people will agree. You know what I'm saying? Most people will agree with that. Will agree with, you know what I'm saying, how to build the country. Most people would agree with laws to help, you know what I'm saying, equality amongst all. But they don't want to have these conversations. They want to have fucking conversations about all that other dumb stuff, you know? And I feel like he's completely right. And that's why, call me a conspiracy theorist, whatever the hell happens, but every time there's election season, you see a big ass racial thing that happens that causes racial tension. Every fucking election, right? And then you see a whole bunch of like laws to, it's all identity politics. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like messes us up a lot, because fuck your identity. We need to fix stuff humanity wise, you know, but that's why I ain't no damn, you know what I'm saying, political person.
The amen and women, how do we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys.
Right.
I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings.
Hey.
They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
His hooks are starting to rub off on me, bro. Like, I'm starting to understand like his type of music, and shout out to him. So I feel like, bro, if I was a professor in a debate class or in psychology, I would definitely use some of his music to like get people talking. You know what I mean? Because for one, he don't really curse a lot, you know, and the stuff that he's saying, every other line is something that, it's not divisive, but it is definitely something that we should talk about as a culture. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, who the hell? Let me see. All right, so I don't know if you guys been seeing this video of Eric Mays going around. Dog, I would vote for sure if more of our politicians acted like him and said shit like him, and given like some things that he says is crazy, but he calls out people in the cabinet, you know, like, you ain't doing shit, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if our political figures would do that and not just act so complacent and act so damn like submissive to the big businesses and stuff like that, we'll get more stuff accomplished. You know what I mean? Because the big businesses, they're for profit. They're not for the damn neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you shouldn't have those people influencing the laws. There should be some type of fucking bumper in between that. So I feel like Tom MacDonald, bro, he definitely has a way of projecting. I don't even know if he necessarily, because I do this a lot. Like, I play devil's advocate a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really tell you what I think, like what's my personal opinion. I just say something opposing what you think to see if you understand what you're really saying. You know what I mean? Like, because I like, that's one way, because everybody hears a little piece of information, they run with it, and they'd be like, oh yeah, Donald Trump's racist. Why? Oh, because he did this, that, and that when he was building the houses, and he displaced certain people, and he charged tenants this amount of money. And I was like, so have you read any of his like political things that he's accomplished while he was president? And they'd be like, no. So it's like, when you ask questions and even challenge back, regardless of if you agree or not, you kind of understand if this person is just spewing out shit that they've heard or if they truly believe this. And I feel like a lot of people are just imitating or regurgitating what they heard, and they don't really get the whole story. And somebody even posted in one of my comments, they was like, liberals only read the headlines, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really believe in politics, because I believe it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not really, you guys are giving me like the history of the Republicans and shit like that, bro. Like, but that's the history that they're telling you. You know what I mean? Like, history is the victor's perspective of shit, you know? And I just feel that music is supposed to be like comedians, right? When they say comedians, they say comedians represent the culture. They know how to explain the culture better than anybody, you know. And when you listen to comedians, they're able to walk a line and get you to laugh at pain and start thinking about certain shit and raise that conversation. And I feel like he's nailing that, because it's not ignorant for one. It's not really harsh, but it's enough to be like, And people who want to cancel him, you can already know that they either, for one, they can't have the conversation, don't want to have the conversation, or it's going to affect them, like their pockets in some way. So they just rather shut it up than fix a problem or hear what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tom for doing what he's doing. And the more I do Tom MacDonald, the more I fuck with what he stands for. I don't even care about the music at this point. It's the messaging that he talks about in his music, which it takes time to curate that into a song, bro. You know what I'm saying? To make people want to bump it. So shout out Tom MacDonald, man. Like, comment, subscribe, ding that bell. Help this channel grow. Trying to hit 100K. The more we do that, you know what I'm saying, the more me and Ralph will be up in here, because this would be our permanent thing. So anyway, appreciate y'all for kicking it with me, and we are gone.
Yes, hearts gon' break and I'm hoping that they break even. And we ain't creeping, if I hit it then you ain't leaving. I'm so fly, got 'em thinking that it's shade season. Why you bother? I'm about to give you like 3 reasons. Money, power, respect, diamonds all over the neck. Check the time on the protect, do it one time for the set. I know you West Coast reppin', but when we ride, niggas knowing that we big steppin'. Stop playing and put that ass on with it.